Morning from Crater Lake. Today we are exploring the national parks. We're going to stop at a couple of viewpoints and we're going to do the Watchman Trail. Actually standing at the top of the Watchman Trail at the moment, but watch the video and you'll see all over there. We passed through a couple of gas station towns on our way to Crater Lake. The drive to Crater Lake was really beautiful, but there had been a lot of wildfires the week before, so there was a lot of smoke in the air. In fact, there was a wildfire at Diamond Lake, which is pretty close to this park, and it had spread really close as well, so there was a lot of trees that had already been ravaged by the fire. Because of the wildfires, a lot of the park was closed and we could only really visit the east side of the lake. But even on this side, many of the longer trails were closed, and only the things marked green on this map were actually open. So obviously this area is volcanic because Crater Lake is a lake in a volcanic crater. Good morning, today we are visiting Crater Lake and behind me is Wizard Island and the giant lake. Crater Lake was formed 7,700 years ago when a violent volcanic eruption collapsed Mount Mazama, and though it's not the biggest lake in the USA, that title goes to Lake Superior. It is the deepest at almost 2,000 feet or around 600 meters. Today we're just stopping at a couple of viewpoints on the volcanic scenic byway and on the rim scenic drive. We're at Wizard Island at the moment, but we're just going to do a hike up to Watchman's Peak. We have just walked up the Watchman Trail. It's about 0.8 miles up, 0.8 miles back. It's quite a steep trail. A little out of breath because we're at quite a high altitude, but the view here, as you can see behind me, is really, really nice. You get a whole view of Crater Lake. Crater Lake was established as a national park in 1902. It was the USA's 6th national park. The Rim Road, which follows the rim of the lake, was later built in 1919 but has been rebuilt several times since then. Where we walked up to this mountain. I'll show you the walk on the way down. Okay, so we're just leaving the watchtower. We're going to walk down. I'm going to show the way down rather than the way up because it's a bit of a killer on the way up and I don't want to break my phone. All I have to do is watch my footing. So this is all switchbacks all the way down. It's just much easier than going up. The Watchman Peak hike is just under 2 miles. It has 400 feet of elevation and it took us about an hour to hike up and back. The 400 feet of elevation is managed by switchbacks, but it is difficult on a hot day as there's little shade. just walking back down to the car. So I reckon we'll have done this in about an hour. What are we looking at?
What's that?
Oh, and that's where we just were. Tom's making a rare appearance in the video, especially for Chris Lewis. Next we headed to the Rim Village to use the loo and to get a soda. It was really hot. We also bought some fridge magnets from the gift shop. We did a very short hike out along the lake and watched some chipmunks playing on the wall. There's a really good view of the lake just from the village if you don't have a lot of time. Our trip to Crater Lake was kind of a half-day activity because a lot of the Rim Road was closed and we had quite a long drive down to Ashland afterwards. But when there's no wildfires, there are a lot more parts of the park that are open and you can do a lot more hikes. So I definitely recommend visiting then. But we still had a lovely time in Crater Lake. Bye from Crater Lake!